Hey, this podcast is a workshop we've done on resistance, which is in our 5-day challenge that we run now every month. It's free to do. You can take part. We thought this information might be useful in a podcast format as well.
Exactly. Resistance is something that comes up for every single person, including us. So it's when it comes up, what to do about it, and how to move through it. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm James Davis.
And I'm Claire Davis.
We're the Midlife Mentors, here to lift the lid on how to achieve health and happiness.
The balanced, no-nonsense way. And welcome to your final day.
The end.
How did that happen?
5 days. They've flown by.
5 days of amazingness. So we are going to talk to you about yet another thing that is super, super close to our heart. And that is resistance. Okay? So before we go into talking to you about this, why we have it, what's really, really going on, I'm just going to ask you, does this sound familiar? You have a goal, you're all in. You're doing great. Everything's rolling. You're really enthused. It's all working. Then, without even understanding quite what's going on or why, you just come to a big full stop. You halt. Nada. Nothing happens. Is that familiar? Yeah, it's familiar for every single human being on this planet. You are not alone. So guys, what is really, really going on here? We're going to jump in with each other here and talk to you about this. But basically what is really going on here is we are habitual beings. Our subconscious mind, basically, we're going to talk about the subconscious mind quite a lot throughout this workshop. But our subconscious mind is always going to find the path of least resistance. It will always seek pleasure over pain. What happens is we think the same thoughts repeatedly over and over again, and therefore we run the same patterns of behaviour and we create the same energy in our sphere. The thing is, what is happening is sometimes that energy, those thoughts, those behaviours are not actually creating what we want in our life. It's not attracting what we desire. And here's the thing, to change the result, the output, we need to change the thoughts, the input that creates the emotion and energy behind it. So just talking about the subconscious mind a little bit, because I know James is going to talk a little bit more about that. What's happening here is our subconscious mind is basically trying to keep us safe. That's what it's designed to do, with a whole load of patterns and behaviours. One of the things that always really, really strikes me, which is absolutely crazy, is 90% of our thoughts are the same as the day before. So we're basically locking ourselves into our past. We are creating our future based on our past. So here's the thing. If we want to create something different, which we all do in order to live the most fulfilling life, if we want to create something different, we actually have to create a new person. We actually have to be something different. Because here's the truth. If the person that you are now, the thoughts, the behaviours, the patterns, the way you behave, if that was enough to get you to what you want to be and what you want to have, what you desire, you'd have already done it. So we have to start thinking differently, feeling differently, and doing different things in order to get those new results. But here's the thing, we're always going to come up against resistance.
So let's have a look at why that happens. Well, our subconscious is very powerful, like Claire alluded to there. It's an amazing piece of software, right? It's running thousands of patterns of behavior. You don't have to think about breathing. You don't have to think about your heart beating. Even you don't have to think really about driving a car. Remember when you first drove, how complicated that was, juggling the pedals, the gear stick. I know she wants to make a joke about it still is that complicated for me.
James, I really wanted to say know about James's driving. It's terrifying.
Now you can jump in a car. If you are a driver, you jump in a car and it's familiar. You just do it. You're doing it almost on autopilot. But that is the power of our mind. We just embed these habits, these behaviours, these beliefs that allow us to run on autopilot, which is incredible, saves us a lot of time. But it can also hinder our progress. And here's why. Our subconscious will always want to keep us safe. But safe for the subconscious means familiar. So that means we could be in a situation that's actually not that pleasant to us, that consciously we desperately want to escape it. But to our subconscious, however unpleasant it is, it's familiar. So it's liking it and it will try and keep you there. So one of the ways we describe this is you have your current reality, and on the other side of a ravine, you have your goal and where you want to get to. And over that ravine, there is a bridge. Yeah, you've got to cross the ravine to get to your goal. Now, guarding that bridge is your subconscious. It's the bridge keeper. And what it's doing is, when you say, I want to get from here to here, what it will do, it will flick back through all your past experiences, everything that's ever happened to you, and go, memories. Is it safe for me to do that?
Exactly.
And usually, unfortunately, the answer will be no, because it's desperately trying to keep you locked where you are. It does not like change. Change threatens, in its mind, your survival, its survival. Yeah. So, first of all, we need to acknowledge that, I always say to people, have a little silent moment. Someone just go, when it comes up, that little inner critic, that little voice going, oh no.
That looks dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Go, thanks for that. The worst thing we could try and do is battle our subconscious, but it can become more combative. You want to soothe it, so just go, thanks for that. And you are right, that did happen that time, but this time, maybe it'll be different and we'll try it. So, when we try and cross the bridge, our subconscious is going to keep trying to pull us back all the time to what is familiar and what is safe to it. And this is where resistance comes up.
Also, we've done so much on self-identity as well. We're not going to go into that. But this is what I was saying earlier about the thing is we need to almost like recreate our own self-identity. We think that our thoughts are what we are. Our thoughts are not what we are. They're just a whole bundle of belief patterns and memories that have been built up over time, but they are not necessarily true and they are not necessarily us. So in order to become a different version, a more fulfilled version, having what you desire, you are going to need to create a new self-identity and new self-beliefs, basically. But like James said, when that happens, your subconscious mind is going to resist and it is going to try and keep you safe and take the path of least resistance. How does it show up? So many people have this. I still have this, guys. Honestly, this stuff it's never going to be completely overcome. You're never always going to win the battle. It comes up for everyone. It's actually just learning how to deal with it and actually having an awareness of what's really, really going on. Awareness, I'll say this a million times, awareness is power.
Totally.
It's actually understanding what's going on and realising, oh, that's what James and Claire told me about. I see what you are. You're not necessarily the truth, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I need to stop or do any of these things. Yeah. It comes up in self-sabotage.
Massive one. This is when you're smashing it on your health kick, and then you have the big night out.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I've ruined it. So then you just start eating junk food the next day, and then you're like, oh, I've ruined it again. And you get locked into that vicious cycle.
This is resistance, guys. It happens to every single person because change is threatening to the subconscious mind. It comes up as fear and doubt. Oh no, am I doing the right thing? Am I following the right program? Am I doing the right thing? That's almost going to the next one. Like, you were completely sure the day before that you were doing the right thing, but this morning, you're not so much. This is all resistance, guys. It's the sneaky subconscious mind's way of just trying to keep you smaller. Yeah. Procrastination. Oh, love this one. I used to be the queen of this. Just getting up, posturing around. I'll do it in a minute. Yeah. I'll do it in a minute. Oh, I know it. Sometimes, guys, we have to do things that we don't want to do in order to get the results. And actually, it will show up in procrastination and big time. And also, no motivation. Motivation is not something you just have. It's something you build, like confidence, over time. Motivation is finite. Guys, all of us, at points, will get that, oh, I can't be bothered to do that. Here's the thing, it does not mean you are doing the wrong thing. Does not mean that you don't have what it takes. It just means you need to push through it.
I'm going to add a couple in there, actually. They're sort of. Another one is like brain fog / confusion.
Oh, yes.
You just feel a bit like overwhelmed. I'm like, I actually don't know what I should be doing here. And the last one's just inertia. You're like,
oh, that's horrible.
You know what? I'm just going to sit where I am for the time being.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll decide tomorrow or next week.
There's nothing more painful than inertia.
Resistance manifests in lots and lots of ways.
Self-sabotage is a really, really big one for so many people, and you're wondering why you're doing it. This is why. It is our natural instinct to stay safe.
So what can you do about it?
Well, how do you move through it?
Well, there's a few things you can do.
You've already done this.
First of all is visualize. So spend time every day really visualizing your goal, where you want to get to. Now, it's really important when you do this, you actually connect with the emotion of achieving that goal, because our subconscious will feed off the emotion. And actually, there's a lot of research from brain scanning that says, like, you know, our minds can't tell between real and imagined if we make it vivid enough and if we bring emotion in.
The brain does exactly the same things. It fires in the same ways.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
We want to do what we call future pacing. Project yourself into the future, having achieved the goal, and really go into the emotion of having achieved it, and just connect with that every day. Because what you're doing there, your conscious mind is sending a message to your subconscious that you have already achieved it and it is safe to do so.
Exactly. We do this stuff every single morning, guys, by the way. Just wanted to tell you that.
You also want to do affirmations that will take you towards your goal. So doing, you know, the classic like I am, or whatever it is you want to do. This helps actually wire new neural pathways, and the more you affirm, the thicker they get, meaning the information can travel more efficiently. So again, proven by neuroscience. It's not just woo-woo stuff. The last thing you want to do is take aligned action. Now, bear with me, there's two types of action you want to take: direct and indirect. What do we mean by that? Well, say your goal was to get fitter. Obviously, direct action would be going to the gym, doing exercise. Yes, you 100% want to do that. Indirect action is doing other stuff, but it is energetically aligned with what you want to achieve. So it might be like, oh, I want to get fitter to improve myself. Therefore, I'm going to take action to go on this course to learn about something else. I'm going to start journaling. It's taking other energetic action that's also to do with growth.
Absolutely, and taking you outside your comfort zone, because what you're doing there, you're building energy and momentum around expanding yourself in so many ways, and the universe responds to that. We're not going to go too deep into this, but yeah, it's about taking aligned action and energetic action, and making sure that that aligns with all areas of your life, so you're feeding yourself all of that stuff, going outside your comfort zone. One of the things you do not do is stop. Okay, you got to stop stopping.
Yeah.
It's so much harder. Every single time you stop, it's harder to start again. You know why? Because your subconscious mind is going, I told you couldn't do it. I told you you were a failure. See, don't bother. Just stay safe, because it's humiliating and embarrassing. Every time you do, it is you're basically taking trust away from yourself. You are diminishing your self-trust every time you stop. You do not want to do that. You do not listen to that inner critic.
Wait, I was going to say something on stopping. Like, momentum is so powerful. And I always use the image. Like, a locomotive going at just 30 miles an hour can smash through like a 4 foot, 6 foot thick concrete wall. The same locomotive stood still. If you put like a 4-inch block in front of the wheels, can't go anywhere.
It's true though. Just stop stopping. Even if it's something. Something is better than nothing, guys. Even if it's just one little thing that takes you towards your goal. But just don't stop completely. Do not listen to that inner critic, that subconscious mind, that inner critic going, you know, you can't do this, you're not capable. Just go, okay, like James said, just go, okay, I hear you, but I know what you're doing. I know that is an automatic reaction of taking the path of least resistance, but it's not going to get me to my fulfilled desire, like the most amazing version of me. I know it's not. So I'm just going to carry on. And also, guys, do not always trust certain feelings. You know, like sometimes that...
Controversial, we're telling you to actually trust your intuition more, but I think Claire's going to explain when you shouldn't listen to it.
So you know, like when sometimes that fear comes up and that gut instinct feeling, that intuition says, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Like kind of a bit... playing back to what I said earlier, you know, I've got that fear in the pit of my stomach. I'm concerned. I've got anxiety. I've got uncertainty. That's a sign that that's danger. Danger. I need to stop. Actually, guys, it's just your subconscious mind's sneaky way again of getting you to stop because it wants to stay safe. You see what it's doing here?
Yeah.
So sometimes when you get that intuition, everyone says, trust your intuition. Actually, be very, very careful. Ask yourself, is that coming from a place of fear? Is that feeling actually based on fear, or is it based on something else? Okay, if it's coming from a place of fear, you know now from what we told you that more often than not, it's actually your subconscious mind just keeping you locked into the same patterns of behaviour. And if you let it, you're going to be in a constant vicious cycle and never move forwards. That's it on that one. Oh, I love this.
So,
I love this one.
To get a different result, you need to do different things. You need to think differently, feel differently. And look, Einstein knew that. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
We do it, right?
Nothing changes,
Habitual.
nothing changes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, remember guys, I'll take one then you take one, but change threatens your very existence, your very survival. We are supposed, genetically, we have been designed to keep ourselves safe from our ancestors, keep yourself safe. However, that does not get you to where you want to be in life.
So expect things to get worse before they get better. Yes. And that's actually a sign that what you're doing is taking you towards your goal, right? Imagine that bridge across the ravine is actually a shaky rope bridge. The further you go along it, the more it's going to swing and start to go. And that is your subconscious, making you more afraid and trying to pull you back. You just got to keep going.
We say this to clients all the time. It is a signal that all of this stuff that we've talked about, the self-sabotage, the fear, all of those ways it shows up is actually the most amazing, exciting signpost that you are changing. So go, oh my goodness, thank you for giving me that, because it means I'm going outside my comfort zone. And here's the thing, you cannot be comfortable and grow. They don't come together. They do not. Any growth, anything you want is going to be uncomfortable. So we have to get used to it being uncomfortable.
Yeah. So as we look to grow, we actually create dissonance for ourselves. Dissonance is when our actions and our beliefs are out of sync. So if you have a deep held belief that you're not capable of being a fit person, but you're taking the action to be a fit person, you have created dissonance. So to come back to congruence, one of those things has got to change. You've either got to give up the action, so you go back, oh, you know what, I'm not a fit person, or change your belief to, oh, I am capable of being a fit person, and reinforce the action. And that is how growth happens.
And that happens with the visualizations, with the feeling, moving forward into that place. Future pacing comes with the affirmations, comes with the action aligned. And also, guys, we've said this, your subconscious mind is going to attempt to make you congruent. Like James has said, it's going to pull you back. But don't. Don't,
just
guys.
Don't.
Just don't. And, okay, I loved this. Change requires leaving our comfort zones and plunging headfirst into uncomfortable situations. It's true this causes some pain and discomfort for a moment, but it's the quickest path to generating long-term fulfillment. Listen, guys, this is all around risk as well. We talk about risk. We've done podcasts on risk before. Honestly, the most amazing things in my life, I know the same is for James, the most amazing things in my life have come actually from taking big, bold risks. Not stupid risks. Sometimes I have taken those. But big, bold risks where I've gone plunged head first. I've gone, I'm all in. Okay, I'm not going, I'm sort of in. You have to feel uncomfortable in order to get to the goodies. Cannot tell you how much that is true. And I wouldn't change a moment of that in my life.
Totally.
So this is a lady.
Oh, the lovely Julia.
Julia,
amazing.
Just wanted to put this up. Again, it is not to go, oh, look what we've done. This is someone that we've worked with over an 8-week period. And we always show these to show you that anything is possible. Okay? I'm just going to read the last bit. Thank you both so much. It's given me so much more than I expected, dreamed, or dared to hope for. That's the bit I love. Dare to hope for. Dare to dream, guys. Dare to hope. You can have anything you want. And she's so proud of herself for what she's achieved and excited for what the future holds. You all deserve that. So.
Oh, action time.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a biggie here, but we're going to ask you, take 5 minutes now. Don't go back. You know how strict I am on this. Do it now, because you won't go back. Take 5 minutes to think of how resistance shows up for you in your life. How does it show up?
And often it'll be a repeating thing.
Totally. A real repeating pattern, always. So, how does it show up? When does it show up for you? I want you to answer these 3 questions. When does it show up? What normally happens? What are you going to do to commit? What are you going to commit to doing when it shows up in the future? When does it show up? What normally happens? What are you going to commit to doing when it shows up in the future?
Now, think about this for a little bit. Take your time with it, but then do pop your answers in the Facebook group so you can get feedback on them from everyone else and share. And most importantly, post one affirmation that you're going to use to take you forward.
I am going to do a downloadable sheet for this, guys. And I'm going to give you some examples of, just going to give you some reminders on how to move through resistance with some of the things that we've talked about, but also going to give you some suggestions on those affirmations just to get you started, because some people find it a little bit difficult to get started. Again, take yourself outside your comfort zone, because that's where results happen. It's a powerful thing to do. Awareness is where change begins. Hopefully we've given you some awareness here. We'd love your feedback. Go into the Facebook group.
Can't wait to see these.
Do this stuff, guys. It's really, really powerful. And we are sending you so much love.
Thank you, team.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Midlife Mentors with Claire and James Davis.
We'd love to hear from you. So drop us a line at info@themidlifementors.com with any questions or topic suggestions.
And make sure you join us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can find us under the Midlife Mentors.
Yeah.